Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have been meaning to film this video for quite some time now. I wanted to do an updated Q&A with you guys. So I asked you guys to leave me some comments, ask me any questions you wanted from like lifestyle, business, house stuff, whatever you want to know, we're going to answer the questions today. I've made a note of all the questions. So first one is, are you and Steve well? And honestly, I love getting questions like that. It's really, really sweet that a lot of you guys like really care, and we're really, really good. We're just super busy at the moment. Honestly, it feels like we've just got loads of stuff going on. Even now that we've wrapped up the reno, I just feel like we're crazy busy all the time. We're going to be going away for a bit next month for a much needed break. But apart from that, we're all good, and thanks for asking. Next question is actually one that I get asked quite a lot, and it's, how did you get started on YouTube? So it's been, I think it's been about 5 years now, which feels crazy, it's absolutely flown by. But the reason I started my YouTube channel is, in case you don't know, I am a digital designer by day, and at the time of starting my YouTube channel, I was in a job that I wasn't really loving. I felt like I couldn't really express myself creatively, and I wanted to have a little creative outlet that was just very much my own, and I could just do my own thing on it. So I created a YouTube channel just to kind of see what happened, and I absolutely loved it. And I feel like my content's very much changed over the years. I've just kind of been finding my way and figuring out exactly what my passions are. And OG like subscribers will remember that obviously I started my channel as more lifestyle-y, kind of turned into like more plus size fashion. I was able to build a really, really, really nice community on YouTube with loads of like plus size curve friendly girls as well. And then obviously a lot of you guys will know as well that interior design and like renovation is a huge passion of mine as well. I didn't really have a lot of like creative outlets and ways that I could experiment in that before. So YouTube's really allowed me to do that. And I've obviously now got my second channel, which is just solely home interior content as well. So yeah, it's been a bit of a journey, very much like evolving, but for me it was just being able to express exactly what I want, how I want, when I want to, and it's just authentically me. And the only limitations on the content I produce, it's like what I put on myself basically. There's no one telling me what to do, and I can basically just have fun with it at the end of the day. So yeah, roughly about 5 years in the making, and really happy that I just took the leap to start it, to be honest. Next question. I know you guys were going to be coming in with the house questions. Are you going to get your house revalued? Yes, and we've already done it. So we have had several people round to revalue our house. I feel like this is just going to have to be a whole other video at some point. But yes, we have had our house revalued. We're really, really happy with the numbers that have been suggested. Many of you might know that the market's very weird at the moment, so I think take it with a pinch of salt. But we're very happy with the potential profit that we will be making, and it's nice to kind of have a little bit more confirmation that the fact that all of the hard work, blood, sweat and tears that we put into this house are potentially going to pay off. So happy days. A lot of the questions that I got were around kind of like, are you planning on moving now that the renovation's complete? When are you planning on moving? Lots of questions around that, and it's really hard to kind of answer that, to be perfectly honest. I think we will be hoping to move within the next year. Loads of you guys know that we basically said this was a short term, like 2 to 3 year house, and we would have been here 2 years as of January. So we're starting to have those conversations, we're starting to like make the moves, trying to figure out what our next step is. So hopefully in the very near future, we will be selling. But I don't feel like I can give you an exact date on that yet. Next question is, are you looking to stay in the same area, or are you going to go somewhere new? A few of you guys also asked if we will be moving back to Bristol, and I can answer this one. So For those of you who don't know, we were living in South Bristol. We moved to Cardiff because I worked fully remote. Steve pretty much works fully remote as well. We weren't really tied down to a certain location. We kind of entertained the idea of Cardiff, and when we came to look around, absolutely fell in love with it. And we still love Cardiff. Absolutely love it. And I know that this question's been asked before about friends, family, things like that. And when we were looking to move, we were like, oh, it's only an hour to get back to Bristol. It's not a big deal. But the longer we've lived here, the more of a pain it is to kind of, I know it's only an hour, it's not the end of the world, but when you just want to pop around someone's house like of an evening, it's not as easy as it was before. So for that reason, we are looking to move back to Bristol when we do move. I'm really happy about that because I am looking forward to being closer to my friends and family again, but it is very much bittersweet because if we could pick all of our friends and family up and put them in one area, we would have put them in Cardiff. So we would have loved to have stayed, but I just think for the kind of lifestyle we want and just being able to like socialise a lot more, I feel like over the last couple of years with all the renovations and the fact that we live a bit further out now, like we just haven't been as sociable as we were before. I feel like we are very much homebodies anyway. We're not super sociable, but we're even less sociable now. And I just think moving forward, yeah, it would be great just to be able to pop around someone's house for a cup of tea and just have a chat and not have to feel like we have to plan everything and it be a day out all the time. It's just, yeah, not very much us and the kind of lifestyle we want. So to answer the question, in short, yes, we will move back to Bristol. Where in Bristol, who knows? I think we're very open-minded. We don't really work in an office, so we have a lot of freedom there. But yeah, it will be Bristol. But watch this space. Next question that got asked a lot, I love this one. Will you renovate again? This has not scared us off. Don't worry, renovating this house, although it has been really hard work, really challenging, we have learned so much and we are ready to go again with the next house. I feel like I've had a little break from renovation now since we finished like a few months ago. And I was definitely in a stage where I was like, I can't even think about renovating another house now. Like I just mentally, I'm not there. But having had a few months off, I'm ready to go again. Like we loved the renovation process. I know you guys loved following along. And yeah, we honestly just learned so much. And it's so weird to me as well because it's such a full circle moment, like sharing all of like the renovation process with you guys on YouTube. But a lot of the skills that I learned in terms of renovation were all from YouTube. So it's like I'm kind of like learning this stuff on YouTube, sharing it. It's like this weird kind of circle of YouTube life, but I'm loving it. So yeah, we've learned so much stuff. As you know, we've done a lot of the work ourselves, and we are definitely ready to do another renovation. Yeah, and repeat the process, I guess. Next question is, will you be adding any other properties as kind of like side projects to your portfolio? So if you've been following for a while, you may know that we have done some like side projects for properties. It's not fully off the ground. We've dipped our toe, and it is hard work, but the answer is yes, 1000%. I feel like that is definitely where we want to end up, is to have like regular projects, not just having to renovate properties that we're living in because it's so challenging and it's just not sustainable. But having side projects, I think, is very much like end goal for us. I would say that at the moment, we're not actively looking for any side projects because we're very busy at the moment. I don't think it's the right time, but I would say over the next year or two, we really want to kick off that kind of side of our business again and start getting some really quick like renovation projects, and obviously being able to share it with you guys will be really cool as well. Next question is, will you be getting married soon? So in case anyone hasn't seen, we got engaged in November of last year, and I feel so guilty because we haven't really done any planning. So to answer your question, will we be getting married soon? Like, no, I think we'd hope to get married maybe this time next year or something. In all honesty, it's been really weird because I've never had an idea of what kind of wedding I'd want. So when we got engaged, I was just like, oh, like, I don't really know what we want to do. Like, Steve don't really have an idea either. So we have literally spent the last year just trying to kind of decide what we want to do that's our kind of style. It's been harder than I thought it was gonna be, honestly. Yeah, there's so many different things that you can do that I think I felt a bit overwhelmed with the decision. I feel like we have landed on something that we both love the idea of. It's very different, but we're just starting to kind of contact people and figure out just feasibility if it's definitely like what we want to do, but nothing like, not even close to being set in stone. Next question is there going to be any wedding planning prep style videos coming to my channel? And honestly, I had not even thought about it, and it's definitely something I can do. Now that I know people definitely want to see that kind of content, yeah, I can share that process. So far there has not been a process. So like there has been no content to film in that kind of area. But yeah, I would definitely like to share some of it. Like I kind of touched on very briefly, it's like a bit of a teaser, but I don't think we're gonna have your traditional style wedding. So I think it would be nice to share that just to show maybe like a different side of things. It definitely won't be a very big wedding for sure. So that's a little teaser. Another question was, what type of wedding are you going to have? Very, very, very small. I don't think we're like big wedding people, and it's such a difficult topic to kind of talk about because a lot of our friends and families have had really big weddings and they've been amazing and we've really enjoyed them. I don't think it's us. I don't think we want a huge extravagant kind of event, and with the cost of everything as well, just it's difficult because we always have that kind of like property business thing at the back of our mind, and spending that much money on one day versus, well, that could literally fund, some weddings could fund a renovation project, you know, things like that. It's like, it's very hard for us to get out of that mindset of like, it's a large amount of money. Where would we rather invest that money? Would we rather do it on one big day, or would we rather, I don't know, do another property project? That's where our passion lies. We're not big wedding people. So it will be extremely small, intimate, and we just want to make sure that it's very us and personal, and that we are doing something that the day is for us, not for other people. I feel like it could be very difficult to fall into that, trying to make everyone happy. I think we're just trying to remember like it's about us getting married. So yeah, like I said, watch this space. I will share a lot more stuff, but obviously like just nothing is set in stone so far. Next question is, would you want to go full time on YouTube? And I love, love, love this question. So the answer is like end game for us, Steve and I. What we would love to do is like be able to really explore like the property renovation side of things. Like I said, one of the reasons I love YouTube is I can share one of my passions, well, loads of my passions, but in particular property renovation. Property has always been like my passion. I used to want to be an architect. I'm really rubbish at maths. I didn't pursue that, but I love properties, interiors, everything like that. And I think YouTube is perfect because it lets me share that. It lets me be creative with that. So end game for us is basically, we would love to renovate full time and document everything, share everything, take you guys through the whole process, every project step by step. So like, yes, we would want to go full time doing that. That's definitely what we're working towards, and I feel like we will get there. And yeah, obviously we'll just like share everything on YouTube, and it's weird because I just couldn't imagine not sharing stuff on YouTube now. It's definitely very much like a part of our lives now. Obviously, you know, Steve's got a YouTube channel as well. So yeah, it's very much us. Obviously, it's you guys that make this happen. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. Thank you so much for all of the support I've had on YouTube throughout the years. Honestly, like the community I've been able to build is amazing. Like all the support, whether it's like fashion, home, lifestyle stuff, like it's really nice just to be able to share experiences with basically like-minded people, and people have like the same kind of passions as me as well. So thank you so much for the support. There's more content, there's so much more that I'm hoping to share on YouTube throughout the year, so make sure you keep on following along. Next question is, do you have any advice for anyone looking to start a YouTube channel? I do, and I would say just share your first video. Like the first video is always the hardest, and once you start sharing, it just becomes so much more natural. And yeah, like getting over that first hurdle is always the hardest. But I would also say that don't focus on what other people are doing. I think figure out what you love doing. Share what you love doing. YouTube is like an extension of yourself, right? So you are kind of your own brand to a certain extent. Yeah, I just say don't focus on what other people are doing. Share what you love. YouTube should just be like an authentic representation of yourself. Just be you, basically. I think this is something I really struggled with when I first started my YouTube channel, and I've definitely seen my content change throughout the years, and I feel like it's quite easy to try and fit a certain mold, but at the end of the day, you just got to be yourself. Just share what you love and people will love it too. I've also had quite a few questions about certain video requests as well. Like you guys are saying that you want me to share certain stuff like the tools that I use during my renovation, my kind of go-to tools when I'd use them, as well as things like materials, different materials to go for when you're doing like a home renovation. And yes, I want to do a whole full-on video on this. I think it's really, really useful. And like I said, this is the kind of stuff that I go to YouTube for to learn. So I definitely want to do a video. I'm going to post that on my home channel. So make sure you're subscribed to my home channel in case you're interested in that kind of content as well. But yeah, I'm going to add that to my to-do list. And that is a wrap on all of the questions. Thank you everyone so much for asking questions. I honestly love doing Q&As. They're like one of my favorite videos to film. I just like having more of like an open conversation about stuff that's going on that I feel like you maybe don't get that context in kind of like just normal everyday videos. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Obviously, if you have any more questions, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. But once again, thank you guys so much for your support on both of my channels. It means the world to me, and I'm so excited to be just like really cracking on with some of my goals over the next like 1 to 2 years. And hopefully you guys will be following along as well. So I will catch you in the next one.